лепешка.
Вот, везде нападали на машины.
Зима на улицу.
The skies over Moscow changed dramatically in a matter of hours. Just when spring was supposed to warm the city, a merciless blizzard descended, blanketing the Russian capital in a blanket of oppressive white. Since the evening of April 27th, the snowfall intensified, turning into a record-breaking storm. Normally busy main roads were completely Vehicles became stuck, derailed, and buried under tens of centimeters of snow. Temperatures plummeted, making the situation even more dangerous. The cyclone that hit European Russia with severe weather was moving towards the Ural Mountains. In Moscow, the cyclone left behind snow and transportation disruptions. With flight delays, the impact is still being addressed. In Samara, the cyclone brought strong winds, uprooted trees, and killed 2 men and a girl, with several others injured. We asked forecasters if we should expect similar anomalies in the coming days. The sleet is likely to continue in Moscow until Tuesday evening, April 28th. According to the city's Department of Transport, drivers who have switched from winter tires to summer tires are advised to switch to public transportation today. Due to the severe weather, the Ministry of Emergency Situations urged drivers to park in safe areas, away from trees, avoid sudden maneuvers such as overtaking, changing lanes, and overtaking, reduce speed, and increase distance from the vehicle in front. Trees, unable to support the weight of ice and snow, fell, blocking roads. In some areas, power was cut off, plunging thousands of residents into darkness and freezing. Emergency sirens sounded throughout the city, signaling the increasingly dire situation. The situation in Moscow was more complex. Several flights at Vinokovo Airport were temporarily delayed due to snow and visibility below 1,000 meters. Heavy snow caused trees to fall in several places, including on parked cars. A fallen tree has disrupted services between Paralyzed and Shiokovskaya stations on the Arbatsko-Pokrovskaya line, the Transport Department reports. In St. Petersburg, the snowfall on April 27th had not yet affected traffic congestion. As of 7:45 a.m., the congestion score was still at 3 on Yandex transportation scale. No information about public transportation disruptions had been received from the transport manager, and no reports of snow-related incidents had appeared on social media. According to weather forecasts, bad weather will continue in the Moscow region for at least 2 days. A yellow weather warning is currently in effect in Moscow, urging drivers to exercise caution and avoid driving if they have replaced their tires with summer tires.
Это что за хуйня? Просыпаюсь утром, а тут снег. Вчера плюс 11 было.
Sleet and rain will continue throughout the day in Moscow. Daytime temperatures will remain between 2 and 4 degrees Celsius. Similar weather conditions are expected in the capital on Tuesday, April 28th. They will only gradually improve on Wednesday, April 29th.
Вот, везде нападали на машины.
The work week in Moscow and the Moscow region began with heavy snowfall. The storm downed trees, hampered traffic, delayed commuter trains, and delayed flights. By 6 a.m., rainfall had reached 5 centimeters, and the snowstorm continued to intensify. Rentals of electric scooters, bicycles, and rental cars with summer tires have been suspended. Miss K1.ru reported on the situation in the capital on April 27th. The contrast between the warm weather in Siberia and the cold in Moscow is explained by the high-altitude frontal zone that has now fallen over European Russia and transferred all its heat to Siberia. Alexander Shuvalov, head of the Meteo Weather Forecasting Center, said the warm weather there is caused by the sinusoidal nature of the air mass movement here. There is a concept called the high-altitude frontal zone, which separates cold and warm weather. Currently, this zone has penetrated far over Europe. As cold air penetrates here, all the warmth from Central Asia overflows into southern Siberia. This will be exacerbated by sudden rainfall events in the summer. The warm weather will persist in southern Siberia until the first 10 days of May. Moscow City Service warned that the weather would worsen in the coming hours. Heavy rain is expected, with wet snow clinging to power lines and trees, icy conditions in some places, and strong winds of up to 23 meters per second. Tree damage due to strong winds and snow accumulation has been reported in the city and surrounding areas. Temperatures in Moscow and the surrounding areas are hovering around freezing, creating the risk of slippery roads. There are also reports of taxi fares rising, a common occurrence during severe weather. Remarkably, the capital experienced exactly the same weather 55 years ago. In 1971, back then, Moscow received 19 millimeters of rainfall in 2 days, and a snow cover reached 7 centimeters. On April 20th, 1974, Moscow experienced nighttime temperatures of -3 degrees Celsius, and snow covered the grass during the day. Similar weather conditions were also experienced in the capital in 1987 and 1988.